Hey everyone, so I'm coming back today with another video, behind the scene video, same process, same format as the video that I shot yesterday. And inside this video, I want to take you behind the scenes to show you the growth engine that I built, freaking amazing, that I built that's allowing me to not let anything slip within inside my business. Let me explain. Okay. So if you are somebody that's taken a proactive approach to building their business, you're going to understand this. For those people that are taking a very passive approach to building a business, like, you're not going to understand this. The passive approach is where you are waiting for business to happen, right? You're creating content, you're pushing content out there, and you're waiting for people to come to you. That's a very passive approach, right? You don't have control in building your business taking that approach. We take the other approach, which is a very proactive approach. When I built my offline consultancy business going back over a decade, right, I was very proactive in getting clients. Like, I went to 8-10 networking events each and every week. I'm very proactive in having conversations. As it came online, very proactive in having conversations. So we know that DMs, having conversations inside DMs, whatever platform you're on, is the way to go in order to book calls, have conversations, make offers, and close deals. Yeah, because you're having all these conversations with all these different people, and all these different people you're having different conversations with, and even while you still might have a format of conversation that you're having, people are at different places and different spaces within inside that conversation. And obviously people are at different stages in their business. So not everybody's ready to push through that conversation. So a lot of conversations are getting left just on the table, getting left behind. You're losing sales. You're able to not follow up on the days that you said you were going to follow up. And that, with everything else that you need to manage in order to grow your business, can get a little bit overwhelming. Now, I've been part of other systems, right, that have given me systems, right, that have been pre-built, but it's not really ticked all the boxes of the things that I really needed. So I've built this over the last 6 months. When a problem's occurred, I'm like, okay, how can I fix that problem? And how can I fix that problem inside the system? So it's been a long project, but what I'm going to reveal to you today is mind-blowing. It's amazing. So without further ado, let's jump over into the screen and I'll show this to you. Let's dive into this. So this is what I call the business growth engine. This is like at the 2.0 version as it stands currently. And as it stands currently, it's an absolute beast. So it's taken me potentially 6 to, I would say, 8 months to build this, I would guessing. And it's gone through different variations of stages, levels. Where it's at right now is it's like, I can't imagine it being any better than this. This like covers everything that I need. It just makes building a business, it makes marketing, it makes prospecting, it makes sales, it makes operations, it makes growth just more efficient. I'm more efficient. It's like I don't have to think about anything. I just need to open this beast up and just get to work. And I'm going to share like what it looks like. I'm actually going to jump into it and give you a demonstration of that as well. So like you can see from this screenshot that I've just taken right now, like of the CRM command console, it's very visual as well. It's not just data. Data's boring, right? I've customized it so it's visual. Visual's more exciting. I'm a visual person. I like to see graphs. I like to see colors. I like to see things in operation and progressing. So it's very visual based, and we've got around about 5. I think I built 5 interfaces or dashboards that goes inside of this as well. Now, what I actually did is just before, in fact, just a few days ago, and I wrote down everything that this engine does. Everything from all the tabs, what the tabs do, why the tabs are there, put everything inside ChatGPT, and then made some of talks about some of the automations that's inside there, and then some of the dashboards inside there as well. And to be truthful, I could have spent a little bit more time inputting more data around the dashboards, but I was just getting a little bit tedious. So I didn't. I stopped there. And ChatGPT told me like that this is, in fact, I just took a screenshot, what you built. The BusinessOGS operational growth system, a white glove operational command center for coaches and consultants selling $15,000 to $30,000 offers, scaling to consistent 100K, 200K quarters. You don't have to be selling at that level in order to use this. Like if you're selling 5K, 7K, 10K, amazing, fantastic. This will work for you guys. And if you want to scale past 100K, 200K, again, this is optimized and built for growth beyond this. Just again, a bit of information from ChatGPT on this, because it was really interesting to see what, again, just ChatGPT thought of the CRM that I built. So full spectrum lead tracking. Every stage from cold DM to close 30K deal is covered. Automated follow-up, no client left behind. Follow-ups are frictionless and timely. Again, this is solving inefficiencies. Coaches, entrepreneurs, consultants, there's so many inefficiencies when it comes to building a business, leaving conversations moving forward, leaving leads on the table, not following up on time when you promised instead you were going to follow up. And when you promised instead you were going to follow up and somebody's expecting to follow up and you don't follow up, then what does it say about you? And all the cluttering chaos that demands upon you and your brain as you are trying to do, or as you're trying to be productive throughout the day and efficient, it doesn't allow you to be as proficient and as effective as it should be. So again, this solves that inefficiency, and this allows you to be more efficient and productive and to perform at a high level inside your business, because we are declogging our minds and we're just able to, again, like I say that this is like our second brain. It's my second brain. It's crazy. It's just taking so much crap out of my head, and it's all here. Visual clarity for decision making, and that'll be evident as well, because when you can see how much money is inside your CRM, inside the data, and at different levels and stages within inside the data, which is what I call honeypots, like you know where you need to be spending most of your time, right? Like the decision making of, well, where shall I spend my time today, is here. Sales focus logic, personal responsibility field. So if there's just you, obviously you are solely responsible for everything, right? But if you've got VAs, if you've got setters, if you've got closers, then you can give responsibility to team members. AI enhanced content systems, daily KPI ecosystems, and client delivery and client management progress tracker. So let me just explain a little bit about that. If you want to really help your clients to be able to have the biggest transformations, but not just the biggest transformations, but the experience that they have with you is like world class, it's red carpet, it's white glove, then this is going to allow you to do that. Because when clients comes on board, it's important to be able to track, measure, and monitor their progress and understand like where they're at, and to give them what they need when they need it, but then also to be able to manage conversations, assessments, assignments, and all that stuff. This allows you to do that and a lot more. So like, monetary terms as well. So like, did they pay the invoice? Have they received the invoice? Have they signed the agreement form? If they're on a payment plan, are they keeping up with the payments? Are you keeping up with the payments, right? So all of that stuff as well. Let me just share this with you, because again, this is just something that ChatGPT mentioned, and then we're going to jump into the system. So final posting, this is not a CRM. This is a sales nervous system built to help you track like a closer, think like a CEO, and grow like a strategist. Just sweet, just beautiful. Okay, so without any hesitation, let's jump in to the beast of a growth engine. Let's have a quick drink. Okay, so this, as it stands right now, is the 2.0 version. This is built inside of Airtable. Airtable, it's not just for this. Airtable you can use for anything, like literally anything you can think about, you can use Airtable for. It comes as a standalone clear base, and then you build upon top there is templates that you can use. Everything I built all of this from scratch because I didn't find any template that would again solve all the problems that I needed solving and all the inefficiencies of everything that we do. So as you can see here, right, we are inside Master CRM Base, and this is the entirety of your CRM system. This is where all your leads, all your prospects would sit. Everything here. So I'm just going to quickly go across some of the tabs at the top. So we've got obviously lead name, we've got source links. So again, where did they come from? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, right? Last updated, this is automatic. So this is automated. So every time you change a field inside a leads card, then the time and the date is going to be changed. Area here where we can add prospects notes, which is amazing, right? And then here we've got sales stage. So depending where they are in the sales conversation, inside the sales cycle, then you can trigger that here. So from a 30,000 foot viewpoint, instantly, you know where this prospect is. And then we've got a follow-up date. So this click on here, opens up a calendar. Click on the said date that you either believe that you need to follow up on, or what you've discussed with the prospect of when you're going to follow up. You just need to click on that date, example, and it's just going to be populated in there straight away. Now, there's something sweet that happens when you do that, and I'll come back to that. I'm going to give you a demonstration. And then we've got prospect quality. Now, as you're moving prospects through your system, like some prospects are going to be low quality prospects. Some people are going to be medium. Some people are going to be high. Some people are going to be hot. So this is how we grade some prospects. So just because they go through the system, it doesn't necessarily mean to say that they're going to be high quality prospect, right? You can have low quality prospects that still go through your system. It's important that we're able to track and get directly to the hot people, or even like turn people into hot people, right? And then here we got tags. Now, dashboard tags. Now the tags are the same as the sales stage. Now we're not using these tags for our reference, as in case of, so you can see, well, this is where the prospect is in the stage, the sales cycle. We use this because once you trigger a tag here, all these tags here, once you trigger a tag, then that automates a response, and it moves data over onto a dashboard. So you can see from the dashboard, from the data in the dashboard, of what's happening inside your business each and every day, and how many people's at certain levels within inside the stage of your business. Again, I'll give you a demonstration of that. Looks like right now these people I've just dropped in here. These are just just to let you know as well, because I've not mentioned it. These people here, these aren't leads. These are just people I've just taken off Facebook, and I just popping them in here just to showcase the functionality of this. And again, this engine that you're looking at right now is a copy of my original one. So this isn't mine. This is just a one that I created. It's exactly the same as mine, but mine's full of obviously working leads, working sales, operations, and everything. And I won't going to disclose any of that. So this is just an example representation. So where we're at right now. So as you are having conversations, one thing that we do, and I'm not going to get into it, this is an idea for another training, if you want, let me know, is that we don't give generic lead magnets out. I do believe that the marketplace is saturated with generic lead magnets, and people are wanting a lot more than generic. They're wanting personalized. So we create personalized lead magnets, which doesn't take long to create. We just create it, get it out there, 2 or 3 minutes, but it's personable to the prospect. So, and which is called, we call it insights. Once we've delivered insights, then we can tick that. And we tick that because, again, that creates a trigger. We can also, whatever it is that we sent the prospect, we can come here and we can upload it. So we can save it in their card. So we're not having to jump through into their messenger and scroll up and down to find it. It's just there. And again, you can tell that chances are you're either using a software, an app, or another program to manage your CRM, your lead flow, and chances are you've not come across anything like that. Again, I built this for me because this is what I needed, this is what I want, and this solves a lot of small inefficiencies that just kept me from doing the things that I wanted to do, which kept me busy doing other things, finding things, or where to put this, or which means that you're spending time and energy on things that is irrelevant, which is relevant, but it's irrelevant. You should be spending time on doing the right things, okay, and only the things, and get quick access to the things when you need them. Also, as well, the time or the date that you actually delivered the insight, so we know exactly when we delivered it. Have they booked a demo call? So we operate a 2-call close. So have they booked a demo conversation, the time of the demo conversation, the date of the demo conversation, and again, those 3 things there, along with another tab, and again, I'm going to give you an example, is automated, and it takes that data and it puts it somewhere else, which is genius. And again, even if you're using like Calendly to book links, to book calls and stuff like that, you can just take the time and the date and just inject it into here. And then the outcome of a demo call. And then have they attended a workshop? Have they received an insight of some description? Have they booked a sales conversation? Again, same process as the demos calls. The outcome, responsibility, and then potential value, sales date, sales value, upfront cash collected, outstanding balance, package that they invested in, and then month, year, email, if you've got that, the source of where this lead is come from. And again, it could be multiple sources, right? And then the date added into the CRM system. Okay, so let me give you, in fact, before I give you a demonstration, let me just quickly walk you through these tabs here again. So we've got follow-up section, follow-up tasks. So here's what happens here, is that anytime we set a follow-up for somebody inside the master CRM base, on that date that we said we're going to follow up, creates a trigger, an automated trigger, and that trigger will show up inside follow-up. So each and every day you can just come here and you can see who the people are that you need to follow up with. Amazing, right? Again, just takes that off your head. You're never going to miss a follow-up call again. You're never going to miss a follow-up message again. You're never going to leave money on the table again, right? Solving all these inefficiencies. So that's what happens with that. Booked sessions. So any calls you got booked, either a demo call or a sales conversation, you can see them here each and every day. You can just come here and have a look. Okay, so what's on my calendar today? Oh, I've got this amount of demo calls. I've got this amount of sales conversations. And you can see here down the left-hand side as well, you can view them in different stages. So like everybody that's scheduled a call in your calendar, today's sessions, tomorrow's sessions, future sessions. And then we've got the daily growth indicators. So these are the prospecting KPIs that we need to beat each and every day in order to be able to grow our business. So I've removed those for this, but they are there. And then we've got the tracking. So let me explain what this is. So as you are doing what you need to be doing each and every day to grow your business, that you need to track your movements. You need to have an end of day report. So end of day report, end of the day, you can just come in here, you can add in all your data. I'm going to actually try and make this automated. It shouldn't be that difficult. But right now, it doesn't take long to do just manually. It's just one of those things. Literally just takes less than 2 minutes. So it's not a long-winded process. But at the end of the day, you can just come in here and you can go to the month, and add in the date, and then how many outreaches, how many insights have you presented, demo calls have you booked, how many demo calls have you delivered, and then here's going to give you the percentage of closed from the activity, and again, sales sessions and all this stuff, and then it's going to give you a percentage of how you're functioning and performing. And so that is a great tool, just to see how well you are performing on a daily basis. See if you're underperforming, see if you're overperforming. And if you are actually inside the sales results, when it gives you the percentage bar, if you are underperforming, if you're less than 50%, it's red. If you're over 50%, then it's green. And then here we've got a content OS, content operation systems, where you can input all the content, like content ideas, content creation, content scheduled, content published, content, it's like all forms of different like locations, what type of content is it, images that you can upload with that content, status of the content, who created the content, who's publishing, who's responsible for the content, content link. So you've got all that there, and then you can view by platform down the left-hand side. And then here we've got the client progress tracker as well. Again, it's not filled with any clients, but you can see here, as you're bringing clients into your system, then it's just going to be full of your clients. Now I use my onboarding form here. I've also got client extraction form. If you watch my previous video that I did yesterday, where I was talking about building $15,000 offers with AI, then one thing that we do is that we give our clients, when they've gone through the onboarding form, we give them the extraction form, which is 33 questions that they answer, in-depth answers. That then from those answers, then we inject that into AI just to blow their offer like out of the water. It's insane what we do with that. But what I'm illustrating is that we do this inside of here. So we don't have all these platforms everywhere. We're just keeping it lean. We're keeping it simple. And we're being efficient. We're being effective. We're being productive. And it's allowed us to perform. Okay, so that is all of the tabs across the top. Let me just show this. So we've got automations. We've got 4 automations that's running in the background. I mentioned earlier on, like the prospect follow-up, sales, automation. So when somebody schedules a call in, that just automatically creates a trigger that puts it into a certain field so we can see instantly, same as demo, and also content overview as well. So if you, inside the content OS system, if I've scheduled some content for a specific day and I don't fulfill on that, then I'm going to get notified that there's content overdue. Okay, so you can't slip. Right? You cannot slip. This keeps you accountable. It keeps you accountable. It's crazy. And then we've got the interfaces. So like this is like the visual aspects to it. Now, what I love about this is like when I grow my business, I spend more of my time here on this dashboard than anywhere else. I grow my business from this dashboard. That's how efficient this allows me to be. You might be thinking, well, like looking at all those tabs and like it can be overwhelming. Well, it can be, and it would be if I were actually working with inside of the back end. But I'm not. Each and every day, I'm just working and operating from what you can see here. Are you with me? Right? Just how simple it is. I'm going to give you a demonstration. I'm just going to quickly walk you through this. So this shows you how many people's currently inside your CRM. And then we've got 3 stages. These 3 stages are what I like to call the honeypot. So everybody that I've delivered an insight to, they are potential leads, or they are leads. That's somebody that's wanting what I've got and they've got a problem. That's why they've said yes to the insight. So they've taken a step into an honeypot, right? So that's going to give me the potential value of sales as currently stands at that level inside my sales CRM system. And then we've got the demo sessions. Anybody that books a demo session, they're stepping into another honeypot. So that shows me how much sales I've got at that stage within inside my CRM. And again, sales sessions booked. That shows you again how much potential sales you got at that stage inside your sales CRM as well. And obviously the nature of the game, the nature of the beast is to move people over into different honeypots, right? Again, once you see data climbing up here, you can make better decisions because you know where you need to be working, because you know where your next client is, right? You can see money inside your CRM. It's time to work harder, work smarter, and extract money and get clients and extract money and do the things you want to do. And then down here as well, we've got full access to the CRM system. We've got fields up here for filtering. So if I wanted to look for Agnes, and just type in Agnes, and as you can see, Agnes is here. I can access Agnes's card. All this is editable at this level, right? So I can manipulate that there. If I wanted to see people at different stages, like let me see everybody who was inside stages, it would just bring everybody up there. So I know that I can just like work on those people and move them through onto the demo sessions and XYZ, right? Contact management system. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this can be a little bit overwhelming. I've not put any, well, it's not overwhelming really. It's just I've not got any content in here to showcase. So I'll do that in another training. Let me know if you want that. But it shows me how many Facebook posts you got scheduled, Instagram, YouTube, and workshops. And then how many Facebook posts you've published, Instagram, YouTube videos published, and workshops completed. And then here underneath here, it's going to give you access to all the content that's being published. And again, you can do a search by how much content have you got in idea phase, how much content have you got in creation phase, how much content have you scheduled, published, and what is overdue. You can look for location, so you can bring up all your YouTube videos or your LinkedIn videos. You can come down here and look for just like all your value posts or your lead two-step there. But honestly, truthfully, do you really know where they are? Are you really tracking them? Because if you're not tracking them, if you can't get quick access to them with links taking you to them, then chances are you're missing leads, right? So again, we're solving inefficiencies. Every part of this, the way that we've built it, is being it's being built to solve inefficiencies. There's so many inefficiencies that we have trying to build our business. You solve all those inefficiencies, you've got no problems when it comes to marketing and sales and performance and being productive at a high level. Daily KPIs. So as you are doing the things that you need to be doing, again, I don't inject data into here. When I change data into the CRM dashboard, into the console, right, figures just change here. So at the end of the day, I've got the figures of how active I've been, and I can just inject all these figures into the tracking area. That's why I said it takes 2 seconds. It just, well, two minutes, right? No more than 2 minutes. So this shows me how many new conversations I've had today, how many follow-up opportunities I've had today, how many insights I've presented today, demo links I've sent, all this stuff, all this data you can see here, right? All this tallies up each and every day. And then at the beginning of the day is blank, right? So you started blank each and every day. And then it's showing you, again, the insights, the honeypots, and then we're going to get some graphs, the other honeypot demo sessions, and then the sales sessions as well. And then we've got sales calls here, dashboard. So again, I can just click on this dashboard. It's going to show me how many people's on calls today. CEO sales master dashboard. So how many units are sold, total amount sold this month, how much cash collected this month, how much upfront cash collected this month, remaining balance. And then we've got some fancy graphs. And then here it's going to show you all the people that you've actually sold into your offer this month. And then at the bottom, the final dashboard is the client progress management tracker. So as a client fills in for me a body form, I ask them to upload an image. So once they upload an image, we're going to get their thumbnail as an image there, and that's like a board, that's their card, and I can click on their board and it opens up and I've got access to everything that I give them, the stage that they're at. Again, have they completed the agreement, have they signed it, have they had the first onboarding call, the kickoff call, have they shown up to a whatever call that you've got. You can just track, measure, monitor everything. So that's going to make sure that they're on track going through your offer, which is going to allow them to have bigger transformations. But again, it's going to allow you to serve them better throughout that duration as they're working with you. So they have that better experience, right? They're going to have that better experience. Okay, so let's jump into this and let me give you a real life example of this bad boy in operation. So we've got some prospects here, okay? And let's say that Agnes, okay? let's say that I'm wanting to send Agnes a message. Okay, so I can just click on here. It's going to take me straight through to Agnes's profile. I can click on Agnes and it's going to onto a message, and I've got direct access to send in a message, right? I can come here and I can put some notes, and then let's say that I've moved it forward, and let's say I've sent a message offering her insights, right? So I've moved it forward, right? No, let's say that I've actually presented the insight. She's come back to me. She says, yes, she'd be interested in receiving personalized information. So I've actually presented the insight. Just bear with me. My camera seems to have disappeared. There we go. Not sure why my camera turned off, but it did. Okay, so Agnes, I've presented an insight, and I am going to follow up. Let's say I delivered, and I'm going to follow up today. And she's open at communication. She comes back to me whenever I ask her a question, or so I'm going to have her as medium. And inside this dashboard here, she's no longer in lead gen outreach. So now I'm going to pop her in insight presented. Now, because I've presented insights, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to toddle that. And I'm also going to upload the insights here. So let me just take something from my dashboard. And let's say that this is the insight that I delivered. So I'm going to save that to Agnes's prospect card. So I've got instant access to what it is I sent her. I'm going to put the date in which I sent it. So let's say it was yesterday. And so that's Agnes. Now let's just move down. Let's do Lisa May. Again, we'll put test. And let's say that Lisa May let's say that I've invited Lisa May to a demo session, right? So I'll put in, let's say I did that a few days ago, and I give her a few days to respond. I know that she's a busy woman. So follow-up is today. So the reason why I'm having follow-up today, and that'll be apparent soon. And again, she's high. She's always bubbly. She's always open in communication. She's sharing a lot. She's having open loops. She's asking me questions. So she's proving that she's high quality prospect. And we're going to change the tag here to demo invite, because that's what I've done here, right? So we delivered insights. She loves the insights. That's why I was able to invite her onto a demo call. So let's say this was the insight that I delivered. And I delivered it on the 26th. And let's just go through a few of these people. Let's say there's a sales session here invite. Let's say there's and let's just do a few more, and then we'll show these in operation. So Erica, let's just put some text here, and we're gonna follow up. We'll follow up tomorrow. I've invited her to a sales conversation, so she must be really high. Change the sales session invite. Yeah. She's had an insight off me, or she wouldn't be where she is inside the cycle. Delivered insight. Just put the date in there. And that's good to go for that one. And then I'll just do one more. Okay, so Valerie. So Valerie, we'll have test. And then she's gone through a lot. Now she's become a client, right? So let's say that there's no need to follow up. She's obviously hot. She is offers one. And she's had an insight. Just uploading anything now. It's just to fill this up with data. And then we're going to come to Valerie. And what we're going to do is, I'm not going to put in the demo session or anything like that. I'll give you an example of that in a second. But with Valerie, in fact, I'll do it with the others as well, because at an insight level, right, at insight level, if I just come across here, I would automatically add a potential value of sale at that level. Lisa May, what did I say? What did I say Lisa May is? So Lisa May's demo invite, again, that level of process inside the journey, I would assign a potential value to that client. Sales session for Erica, and again at that level, assign a value. And I said the value had already come a client, right? So at that level, again, assign a value. So from the offset, imagine you having 600, 800, 1,000, 12,000, not 12,000, but, well, it could be 12,000, right? But I can actually have up to 50,000 cards, prospects in here. Imagine having 800, all these people. And you're like, well, like you want to search for prospect stage. I can click on to view the cards in different stages, and it brings everybody up this in outreach, everybody that's up here. So again, I've got a quick access, right? Quality. Who I've delivered insights to. And again, the reason why we tick that, because it shows up there. Who's attended a workshop? Who's booked calls? Who's on the hot list? Viewed by client. Crazy, 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 crazy. Now let me show you, right? Because I've put a few follow-up things in here. Now, if I go to follow-up tasks, so today, because I added the date today to follow up for these people, right? They're there. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to guess who I'm following up with today. I don't have to scroll through Messenger to try to find somebody. It's just here. Again, efficiency, productive. Now, let's say that demo session invite. So let's say that Lisa May said, yes, I would love to book a demo call with you to role play how to sell my offer, right? That's why I invite people through to. So we either manually arrange that call, or she fills in a Calendly small questionnaire. Once she does, I get the information and I say, okay, it's booked. This is the time it's booked for. This is the date it's booked for, right? And well, we can't have an outcome yet because we've not had it yet. So because that's now been in the system, I can come here and I can change the tag, demo link. Okay, so that's booked, and change this to demo session booked. And just for the purpose of this, I'm just going to add that in there as well. And then let's say that Erica accepted the sales conversation, right? So I'll go over to Erica, and this time underneath sales booked, I can tag that. I can select the time that the call is booked for and the date in which it's booked for. Let's say that this sales call is booked for tomorrow. Cool. And then go over to the tag and put sales call booked, sales booked. And then once I've done that, I can just change the sales stage to sales calls booked. Update the prospect notes. And every time I do that, I actually receive an email telling me that somebody has actually scheduled a call with me, right? Which is cool. But look what happens now inside sessions booked. I know exactly everybody that's actually scheduled a call with me today in my calendar. If I want to see who's scheduled a call today, I can just click on that demo call. I can just click on open the tab, click on the lead card, take me straight through to the prospects card, click on, and then I've got access to all the notes. Outstanding. And I can view who's in the card for tomorrow. Obviously, we scheduled Erica for tomorrow for the sales conversation, and then future booked calls as well. Amazing, right? But let's take this to a whole new level. In fact, I just need to jump into here. I could actually do this at a different level, which, yeah, okay, I will do. So if I look at interfaces and just go to the CRM dashboard, right? So you can see already we've got 8 people in the pipeline, which we have. We've got 4 insights that we've delivered, right? Which we have. And again, this is triggered because we've highlighted these triggers here. So at that level, we've got $48,000 of business sat waiting to be collected. We've had 1 demo session, right? And the reason why this is triggered there is because we triggered it here. So we've got 1 session here. So at this session, we've got $12,000 sat in our pipeline. We've made 1 sale at $12,000. Oh, sorry, we've had 1 sales conversation, right? So again, $12,000 sat at that side of our pipeline. So as you're taking people through the process, you can see these honeypots. This is what I call the honeypot. Honeypot 1, honeypot 2, and honeypot 3. Imagine when you see 750,000 at this honeypot. Imagine when you see 403,000 at this honeypot. Imagine when you see 210,000 at this level inside your honeypot, right? Absolutely crazy. So I want to go down to Valerie, and Valerie became a client. So we won Valerie's business, which is absolutely amazing. So the potential value of sale was 12,000, and that was so we'll put in the date of the sale, and then the actual sale value, right? So you might offer a discount, right? Like a fast action discount or something like that. So, but let's say that we didn't, and so the value of the sale is 12,000, and we got paid 6,000 upfront. So there's obviously 6,000 outstanding. Select what package they invested in, the month of the sale, the year of the sale, and then email and everything. Let's say that Lisa May became a client, right? Just for the purposes of this. So let's say that $12,000, and she got started yesterday, and sale value was 10,000 for a fast action, $2,000 discount upfront, 10,000 upfront. So there's 0 outstanding. Package that she came in on, month, and then year again. Okay, so we made 2 sales. So the way that this operates as well is that if you're searching for somebody, you've got filters here. If you're looking for different people at different levels, which I gave an example of, right, you can see them all there. It'll just bring them all up. It's not bringing everybody up because I've got nobody at that level, but you can see at this stage in the sales cycle, we've got a few people. Now let's have a look at the daily KPI tracker. So now we've seen figures change here, right? So we've started 4 conversations today. We haven't done any follow-up today's. We've sent 1 insight today. We haven't sent any demo links today, but we have booked a call today. So maybe I didn't send them a demo link. Maybe we booked it in manually. Easier and faster and simpler, right? Why create hoops when you don't need to create hoops? We haven't delivered any demo calls today. We have had 1 sales call booked in today, which is cool. And we've won 1 sales, which is amazing. So right now, at this level inside the honeypot, we can see that we've got $48,000 here. We can see when we delivered the insights each day, how many insights we're delivering per week, how many insights we're delivering per month, which is amazing. Again, just shows you how consistent you are with your business. The honeypot stage, so how many people are at this stage inside your sales cycle, the value, and again, we can see some visual representations of that data here as well. And then same as the sales session data too. Here in dashboard, again, visual straight access to who's scheduled in the calendar. So if you wanted to filter by demo sessions, then we just do that. If we want to filter by sales sessions, then we can just do that. If we want to look for people in a specific date, so today, what's on today, it's going to bring up everybody that's on today, who's on tomorrow. Obviously, Eric is on tomorrow. We can reset that and bring everybody up. And then here as well, we've got a calendar view schedule session. So from a 30,000 foot viewpoint, we can see in a calendar format who's booked in our calendar, right? If you look at the sales dashboard, we can see that we sold one unit, $12,000, one this month, $12,000, $6,000 upfront cash collected, remaining balance to collect, and then we've got quarterly sales, monthly sales generated, weekly sales generated, daily sales generated, upfront cash collected, and then all the clients that's enrolled in there as well. You know, when I was looking at ChatGPT, when it analyzed everything that I created, it came back and said this as a standalone product with maybe a VIP attached to it, something like that, to inject this into somebody's business is a $10,000, $12,000 standalone product, because it's bringing that much value into my business, into clients' businesses, and potentially into anybody else's business who have all these inefficiencies, and they just find that the time is more firefighting, finding, organizing, instead of just being productive in doing the things that you want to do and perform at the level that you need to perform at. So in a nutshell, this has been a little bit longer than I expected, but that's like a grand whistle-stop tour of the Growth Engine 2.0 operational growth system. It's absolutely freaking amazing. And like I said, it's taken me over maybe 8 months to get it to this level. And I can see already, like, you know, being working inside of this for maybe the last month or so, like areas where it could be upgraded, up leveled to make things a little bit more efficient. You know, so for example, the daily KPIs, to have those automated to go into the tracking. So whilst it only might take less than 2 minutes to input all that data into that, if that can be automated to be done automatically at a specific time at the end of the day, end of the working day, then that's just helping us to be a lot more effective and to be able to wind down at the end of the day instead of having to do one more task. So that is it in a nutshell. I'll leave you out on this, guys. If you want to have a personable walk around this, then just drop me a message. If you want to have a conversation with me about, like, maybe helping you to overcome your inefficiencies when it comes to marketing, sales, and help you to generate more sales, then again, just reach out to me, send me a DM, let's have a conversation. I'll see what I can do. If what we have is something that can help you, then we can have that conversation. I can show you what that looks like. If what we have isn't really a fit, then either way is absolutely fine by me. So have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you all soon.